This week, let's talk about where Jackie and Shadow stand with their second clutch of the season as countdown time is about to really begin. Right now, thousands of people are watching one thing, waiting for one moment. The first sign of the first crack in Jackie and Shadow's eggs. But here's the problem. Most people won't recognize it when it happens, and it's not their fault. Because the very first signs, they're easy to miss and even easier to misinterpret. So, the question is it already starting? Let's look at the latest footage and break down the 5 signs that tell us a hatch is closer than you think. At first glance, everything looks normal. Jackie is settled,
Calm.
still in incubation posture. But if you've been watching closely over the past hours or even days, you might have noticed subtle changes. Longer pauses, more frequent adjustments, moments where she seems to stop and listen. And that's where things get interesting. Because before an egg hatches, the changes don't start on the outside. They start from within. There's been a lot of concern this season. Some viewers are wondering if the eggs are viable at all, especially based on what happened earlier this season and in years past. And that's exactly why we think these signs matter. Because when a chick is healthy and developing, it doesn't just suddenly hatch. It leaves clues, small behavioral signals from both the chick and the parents that something is about to happen. So let's break them down, starting with the one you'll never see directly, but Jackie and Shadow absolutely can. Before there's a crack, before there's movement,
There's sound.
it's called egg talk. Inside the shell, the chick begins to vocalize, soft, high-pitched peeps that signal it's alive, active, and preparing to hatch. Now, you won't hear it on most live cams, but Jackie and Shadow, they can. And when they do, their behavior changes. Watch closely for moments where Jackie lowers her head toward the nest cup, tilts slightly, and holds completely still.
She's not resting.
She's listening. Sometimes, you'll even see a subtle shift, like she's orienting herself toward a specific egg. That's not random. That's communication. And if this is happening more frequently or more deliberately, it's one of the earliest signs that something inside that shell is waking up. Now, let's move to something more visible. As hatching approaches, oxygen becomes critical. The chick inside the egg is preparing for its first breath, and that requires proper airflow. That's where the parents come in. You may start to notice Jackie or Shadow becoming more active in the nest. Not in a dramatic way, but in subtle, repeated movements. Shifting position more often. Standing slightly higher over the eggs. Adjusting nesting material. Even lightly fluffing the nest cup. This behavior is called aeration. They're regulating temperature and airflow, creating the right environment for the chick to complete its final stage of development. To a casual viewer, it looks like restlessness. But it's not. It's preparation. Now here's where things start to feel different. Because Jackie's behavior may shift from calm to something closer to alert anticipation. You might see her stand up more frequently, look down at the eggs repeatedly, reposition herself, even when there's no obvious reason. Some viewers describe it as anxious or fidgety, but it's not anxiety. It's awareness. She knows something is changing, and that awareness creates a kind of tension in her behavior, like she's waiting for a cue, a signal, a moment. If you're seeing more of these behaviors clustered together, not just once, but repeatedly, that's a strong indicator that the timeline is accelerating. Now, let's talk about Shadow. Because while Jackie stays close to the eggs, Shadow often reveals what's coming through action. As hatching approaches, male eagles frequently increase their activity around the nest. That can include bringing more food than usual, delivering softer nesting materials, spending more time nearby.
Why?
Because once the chick hatches, everything changes. There's a new demand, a new vulnerability, a new priority. So this behavior, this increase in provisioning isn't random. It's anticipatory. If Shadow starts showing up more often with more frequent deliveries, it's a sign the nest is entering a new phase. And now, the moment everyone is waiting for. The first visible sign, the pip. This is the tiny crack that appears on the surface of the egg when the chick begins to break through the shell from the inside. But here's the catch. It's incredibly easy to miss. and just as easy to mistake. A real pip often looks like a small, star-shaped fracture, not a clean break, not a large opening, just a subtle disruption in the shell surface. Sometimes it appears as a tiny dark spot, other times a faint line or chip. And because the nest isn't a sterile environment, viewers often confuse debris, dirt, or shadows for a pip. So here's what to look for. Consistency. If that mark stays in the same place across multiple angles, if it becomes slightly more defined over time, if Jackie begins focusing attention on that specific egg, then you might be looking at the real thing. And once the pip appears, the countdown truly begins. Because here's what a lot of people don't realize. The pip is just the beginning. From that first crack, it can take hours, sometimes even days, for the chick to fully hatch. Which means the moment we've all been waiting for. It doesn't happen all at once. It unfolds slowly, piece by piece,
Right in front of you.
So now we want to hear from all of you. If you've been watching the live cam, or are you just getting ready to? Try to pay close attention. Have you seen any of these signs yet? Have you noticed Jackie listening more closely? Shadow bringing more food? Or anything that might be signs of the first pip? Drop your observations in the comments and a prediction date, because right now, thousands of eyes are watching, waiting. And we're all excited and looking at every detail we can, as they all matter in our eyes. And of course, if you like this type of content, please like, subscribe, and share to a friend or companion that may enjoy this type of videos, as well as we try to mix it up, and we'll continue keeping a close eye on America's favorite bald eagle couple. This isn't just a waiting game. It's a moment in progress. And the difference between missing it and witnessing it live comes down to knowing what to look for. So keep watching, because if these signs are lining up, that first crack in the shell could happen at any time, and we can't wait. We thank you, and as always, be safe. And if you want to stick around for a couple more minutes, we've included some extra clips with only the local sounds and nature to listen to.
Welcome to the Inner Circle. This isn't just a membership, it's a mission. You're supporting forensic truth, mythic blends, and ceremonial broadcasts that honor every moment. Members unlock exclusive enhancements, behind-the-scenes alerts, and direct access to the pulse of Timescape News and leading sponsor, Gold Rush Fever Specialty Coffee. Join us and help shape the signal. We thank you. That's the latest from Timescape News. We're live. We're watching. We thank you. Subscribe, like, share, and ring the bell so you don't miss what breaks next. Stay with us. We appreciate you. And as always, be safe.